All right. Welcome, everybody, to Podman Desktop Community Meeting, 11 December 2025. I'm Rajuta. I'm Associate Manager with Podman Desktop. Uh, it's been a little while that we have not met. So we adjusted the timings due to holiday season in the US, Thanksgiving break, and also the upcoming Christmas break. So this is going to be our last meeting for 2025. But starting January, we're going to resume our usual schedule, which is the fourth Thursday of every month. So we have a packed agenda today. Let's go over it. Right. Today we're going to have a presentation on job-based table of contents for Podman Desktop. Shipra Singh is going to go over it for us. We have our release updates for 1.23 that went out last month. We also have some information on the upcoming release 124 and some general updates. Shipra, would you like to share your screen?
Yes, Sujita, I just share my screen. You need to stop. Yes.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Uh, just let me know if it is visible.
It is.
Okay. So, okay. Hello, everyone. I am Shipra Singh, and I work on Podman Desktop documentation. The topic that I'm going to discuss today is jobs-based TOC for Podman Desktop, and it's basically related to jobs to be done approach that we are going to follow to define job-oriented titles within our documentation. So, uh, sorry. Huh. So, what's the agenda item for today's session? What we are going to discuss is what is JTBD, jobs to be done, and why we need this approach, what all are the benefits associated with it, and how JTBD shapes your content titles. And I've also included a few examples in the end to help you understand how we can build job oriented titles for our documentation to make end user goals clearer. So, let's start. So, what is jobs to be done? This JTBD. So, it's a kind of strategy that helps us to understand why users hire a product or service to achieve a specific goal or outcome, and the focus will always be on the benefits the user gets. And if we talk in terms of the goal, so the goal is to develop an intuitive, actionable documentation that aligns with how users genuinely interact with the product. So it also helps us to understand the why part, like why we need to do a particular job. So basically, the user's underlying motivation for doing a job, that part we can easily explain. And this part helps us to connect with our end users' goals. And by adopting this strategy, we can move beyond simply documenting what our product does and put more focus on why our users are going to accomplish a particular task, what all are the things they are going to accomplish. So that part we need to put focus on. So it's a kind of perspective that helps us to think beyond features. So that was all about JTBD, what it is, and moving forward, so why we need this kind of approach to implement within our documentation. So first of all, feature oriented documentation forces users to first understand the product's internal vocabulary, such as the names or the terminologies that we use in our product UI, and that too before they find solutions to their real world challenges. So this particular aspect leads to user frustration because they are unable to locate that piece of information that is needed to resolve those challenges, those problems. And this might also lead to increased reliance on support channels. So as a user, if I don't have all the necessary information to complete a job, I would definitely raise a support ticket to get instant help. But why does this happen? Why do users need to face this kind of situation? So this is because most of the titles that we include in our documentation speak the features language rather than the users language. And instead of making users guess which topic or section applies to them, your TOC titles can speak their language, focusing on their goals and the problems they are trying to solve. So that's the challenge, and we can actually overcome this challenge with the help of implementing this particular JTBD approach, this JTBD strategy. This basically helps us to bridge the gap. So by grounding content into top jobs, uh, we can align with a user's mental model, reduce fragmentation, and we can also deliver guidance that feels intuitive rather than overwhelming. So that's how we can proceed. And we can also think in terms of users perspective. So as a type of user, I want to complete a specific job so that I can get that benefit, or I can get this kind of advantage or benefits from that particular feature. So that way we can think of, and we can actually reverse engineer this particular use case or job statement to build a helpful title. So I have included a few examples in the end. We will discuss them later. Now moving forward, what all are the benefits associated with this jobs to be done approach? First of all, it helps us to put core focus on the functional jobs. So rather than creating feature oriented job titles, we can create job oriented titles. Rather than creating feature oriented titles, we can put focus on creating job oriented titles. And it also improves user experience and enhances discoverability, leading to better engagement with users. It also reduces mental effort and frustration in finding information and solutions. It basically results into intuitive user journeys. It helps users to find information quickly and get started with the product to do their core jobs. And it also reduces the need to add new topics for every new feature in the product. So again, it's not always necessary to document each and every feature of the product unless it plays a crucial role or actually becomes part of the core functional job workflow. So only in those scenarios we need to document a particular feature. Otherwise, it's not needed to document everything from the product, like whatever features the product is going to provide to end users. And the last one is it also helps AI and search engines to surface out the right solution to users who are trying to resolve their business problems. So once we have job oriented titles and the abstract in the beginning that explains the why part, AI can easily understand the intent and goals for the content to surface out the exact solution when the user seeks help. So that's how it's beneficial, this particular approach. Now moving forward, how JTBD shapes your content titles. So here I have included two use cases, basically job statements, based on which we can define a useful title that we can use within our TOC. And the JTBD based TOC resembles closely with the actual job statements from the user's point of view. So let's take this first job statement. When creating container images, I want a tool that is easy to configure so that I can transform my code into a container without having to be a container technology expert. So by going through this particular job statement, we can actually relate with the title. We can actually define the title. So one of the relevant titles could be transform your code into a container image. So user can easily gauge like what's in it for me. Similarly, moving on to the next job statement, when using a new tool for building containers, I want to be guided through a basic build so that I don't have to read a bunch of documentation before I can start using the tool. So it simply denotes that the user needs a quick getting started section, a quick getting started guide, so that it can just go through it and understand what all are the minimal steps that I need to perform to get going, to get my task done. All those core jobs that I want to do, I can do. So the relevant title could be get started with your first container build. So that's how we can deduce relevant and useful job titles that we can use within our documentation. And I have also included a few examples from our existing Podman desktop documentation to help you understand how we can transform them, basically to convert them into a useful one. So the first example, so use terms your users actually say, not what your product team calls things. So we do have one section named as customizing Docker compatibility. So as a first time user or as a user, I do not have any understanding what do I mean by this term Docker compatibility. It does not depict anything to me, neither the task that I have to do. But if I convert this title into a job oriented title, or I think from job oriented perspective, then this title could be helpful. Customize the engine to run your Docker applications. Similarly, use verbs that express action and intent. So over here, that's fine using the Docker host environment variable, but still I'm unclear, like what's the task behind it? What do I am actually doing? What I need to do to get my job done? So that job aspect was not there. So we can again convert it into connect your Docker CLI to the Podman socket. And another important aspect is use natural task-oriented phrasing. Titles that are more intuitive for users and work well for searchability. It typically starts with setup and create. And most of the times it also becomes relevant to state the benefit or context wherever helpful. So we do have one section named starting an inference server. So that part is fine, how like start an inference server, but what's the actual task or job that I'm going to accomplish? What's the benefit associated with it? That part is again not clear with this particular title. So if we refine it further and convert it into this format, host your local AI model by running an inference server. So it depicts the goal as well, end users goal, plus what they need to do to accomplish that goal, that part. So both the contexts are there. So at times stating a bit of context in titles actually help us to convert them into a useful one. And if I take the last example, creating a playground, it's again, playground is again an internal product terminology that a new user or any user might not know. They might need to go through the content a bit to build that understanding, to build that context. But if we transform it into this particular title, like set up a workspace to experiment with your AI model, so then they do have that understanding, like what I need to do, what's the task in it for me. So that's how we can define job oriented titles. And I also used Gemini to convert the entire Podman desktop documentation into a job oriented titles documentation, basically job oriented TOC I created with the help of Gemini. And if I show you the result, uh, it's over here. So Gemini did a nice job. I actually provided it a job JTBD based strategy document and a few other external resources, and it provided a very nice result. As you can see that over here, we do have broad level category, and then what all are the jobs that are part of that category, and all the associated use cases at the third level. So if you look at the develop category, we do have like it segregated it into two jobs. First one is related to build, run, and manage single container images. So all the basic things that you can do, how to build a container image, run a container from an image. It picks up all those use cases, user stories at the third level. And all things related to multi-component applications. It provided another job category over here and segregated all the related, included all the related use cases in at the use case level. So in the third column. So stuff related to compose and test containers, it made those sections part of this particular job category. Similarly, we do have one section, sorry, one category for extend, how you can extend a Podman desktop application. So for that, we do have some inbuilt extensions, and also we can create our custom extensions. For that also, it's segregated the jobs into two parts. First one is related to enable specialized development workflows, so wherein all the built-in extensions, it covered that part, and how you can customize the application based on your needs. Basically, how you can create a custom Podman desktop extension. That part it pegged into this particular job category. So it actually provided me very good results to refine the the TOC titles based on jobs perspective, end users goals perspective, and I actually ran the prompt at the website level, basically on the entire documentation. But if you are not satisfied with a particular job title, you can also run your prompt at the section or module level to get more refined results. So I think that was all from my side for today's session. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm now going to stop sharing.
Thanks,
Yes.
Shipra. That was very insightful. Thank you. So I had a question before. Um,
Hmm.
so the experiment that you did with the table of contents, right?
Hmm.
Is there a plan for you to make those changes right now with our current website?
Not currently. Actually, right now I'm focusing on downstreaming part. So there, I will definitely implement those aspects, job-oriented is. But yes, in later stages, I will definitely look forward to it to create a kind of issue to like fix all those titles and make them job-oriented.
Okay.
So that way, yes.
Anybody else has any questions for Shipra?
I had a, I was figuring out how to raise my hand. I had a quick, just more of a comment. I think this is really cool, and in terms of the Gemini and AI aspect, it's something that I was working with Masha on as like a documentation search. I think it kind of um this job oriented approach actually, I'd say not unintentionally, I guess maybe un intentionally helps categorize the documentation that makes it more AI
Yes.
friendly too, which is really cool. So hoping to see some of the documentation change or reflect this new idea, and then that might help me with what I'm working on. So just really cool in general. Thank you.
Yeah. And this is really helpful for our end users as well. No? If we define those jobs, it becomes very helpful to locate that piece of information within our documentation rather than just going through the context for a while. They can easily gauge, okay, what's in it for me, and they can start following the procedure over there or whatever concept if they want to understand. They can just go through the documentation in that way. So yes, soon we will be able to see those kind of changes within our upstream version as well. But for downstream, like I've started working on that aspect.
Right.
Yes.
Thanks, Shipra. All right, moving along. We have some updates for 123. Iri, I'm going to share the slide. Right?
Yes,
Right.
please.
All right, give me 1 second.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Oops. All
So,
right.
hello everyone. I'm going to share a few things about the 1.2023.1 release. So, as you can see here on the slide, it was a pretty busy release. There are 34 new features, 28 fixes, and 300 other commits based on the GitHub data. So a lot of things that came into this release. I will name a few here, and as usual, I will share my screen and show you some of these features live. So there is a new dedicated network page. You can now customize your columns and dashboard sections. I will show you in a demo, as well as some enhancements to the search bar. There is a new view option or a new view label to see whether your Podman machine is rootful or rootless. Managed configuration is in. That's something you were able to see last time, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, Docker context for Podman machine is created for each registered Podman machine. So now let me take over the screen sharing to show you some of these things. I'll do my best to cover most of these. Uh, Let me find the screen sharing button. Sorry. And here we are. So as you can see, I'm using the 1.23 right now, and I'm on the dashboard. So what is new here is this new button, this thing, this drop down allows you to select what you want to see and in which order. So let's say I'm not interested in seeing extension banners or release notes. I can simply untick that and it won't be visible anymore. If I decide I want to see it again, it will tick it again and it will work. You can customize it as per your liking. Uh, so hopefully this will provide you with some flexibility in what you want to see on the dashboard, or what is the order of items here on the dashboard. So that's one thing. Another thing that I wanted to show you is a new tab here, networks. So this view basically allows you to manage your networks from within Podman Desktop. So far, you had to go to CLI and do it manually. This network management allows you to uh, do basically the same, but you don't have to open your terminal anymore. What you can do here is you can manage your existing networks, or you can create a new one. I don't know, something like this. I'll keep the default as it is. And as you can see, I've already have two networks. This could be useful if you need like restrictions for your environments, or you want to set like a different DNS or anything like that. So this provides more flexibility to your setups. What else you can do is for each of these networks, you can specify your DNS servers, and yeah, you can manage it like this, eventually delete it if needed, and search for networks. That basically sums up the network management from within the UI. So this is a brand new tab that you will find here. Next thing is when I go to containers, I see a list of items. It could be images, containers, mods. What I want to show you here is something similar to what I showed in the dashboard. There is a new button, the pen, that allows me to select which columns I want to see in which order. So this is fully customizable now. And if I decide I'm not interested in seeing the uptime, I will simply unselect it, and it will work like this. And if I'm used to like a different schema, I can reorder it how I want it and customize it to my liking. So this feature should be available in most of the list views, and yeah, that's it basically. What else? I said we have a new indicator for rootless machines. So I've got two Podman machines here. As you can see, there's a sort of a label or a text behind the title that tells me whether the machine is rootful or rootless. Before I had to dive into the config and find it somewhere, whether it's with root privileges or not. Now this thing is visible on the main resources page. So hopefully this brings more straightforward view to what machines are being used. Yeah, I mentioned there is an enhancement to the search bar. I don't see the search bar here. The reason is because I don't have it enabled, right? It's an experimental feature, so I need to go here, enable it, and here it is. So this is something that you already saw, but now it has more enhancements to it. So you can navigate to sections directly like this. I hit enter. I know you didn't see that, but I hit enter on selecting it. I can search for resources for my existing entity. So if I had like tons of containers, I would be interested in seeing something like that. I don't know, eager something. I can just search it here, and it's here. I click it, I'll get directly there. And also, I believe like the live highlighting should work as well. So if I write download something, you can see it was highlighted right in the drop down. So that's a few of enhancements to the drop down or to the search bar. Yeah, and what else? One more thing that comes to my mind, I think I didn't mention that during the slides presentation, and it could be very useful for both you and us, is when you open your feedback form, there's a new section, user experience or design thoughts. So please leave us a note. What do you think about the current visual implementation or design thoughts? So that's a new thing as well. We would appreciate it. In general, I believe that sums that up. There is a video recording of the managed configuration from Charlie. It should be available on the website, so please check it out. And yeah, for more information, please go to our blog. You will find the release notes there, and everything should be there with more details if you are interested. So thank you all.
Thank you, Eri. That was very helpful. There was a question, Steve, regarding the indicator. Do you think that was answered during the demo? Okay, thanks, Steve. All right, let's go back to the screen. We do have 1.24 coming up. We are working as we speak, having this conversation here. Our engineers are working to get this out. Should be released around next week. There are a lot of these things which are being put together, but one thing we wanted to concentrate was the default registries and how they are being set up, just to give a glimpse of what it is. So Sonia, do you want to take over?
Yeah, give me a second to share my screen. Okay, so as part of our managed configuration, we've added support to what we call user default registries. Currently, we have some default registries configured in Podman Desktop, such as Quay, GitHub containers, Docker, all the usual important ones. Now you can add your own registries that you use in our settings file. So currently, I don't have anything configured for my own registries. So when I'm going to try and pull some images from my own registries, it won't be configured on the Podman machine. So it will probably won't work if I need some access permissions or other things. So here I'm adding my own registry, and I can set the prefix I want and the location. So right now, if I'm gonna save it and restart Podman Desktop, it's gonna get automatically configured to our running Podman machine. And when I pull it from inside Podman Desktop, it should work. We're just waiting for the Podman machine to come up. And now if I'm gonna do pull for my let's do this. And since I've used a different prefix, I can just remove this part and it will automatically be configured again on the Podman machine. And that's it. You can also add your own mirror registries. So for example, if I'm gonna try do the same thing with an image that doesn't exist on my private registry, but exists, let's say, on docker.io, I can do this. You see, it doesn't exist on my registry. So if I'm gonna do quit and reload it and add the configuration here for the mirror, so the registry.mirror will always be related to the registry that comes right before it. So if I've had multiple registries here, this one only belongs to this registry. So now, once I start Podman Desktop again, and it's all being loaded to the Podman machine automatically, when I try to pull from my own registry, it will first check the Docker.io mirror registry and only then my own. So if I'm gonna do the same thing with my registry, now it should work because it will check first time the docker.io registry, and here it works. So in our current configuration, you can add your prefix location in secure or blocked values for a registry. And when you add mirror registry, you can add location and whether it's blocked or not. So this way, it should allow you to configure whatever you want, however you want, and allow you to use it. If you have any questions, please feel free to share them in the chat.
Thanks, Sonia. Any questions for Sonia? So again, this is going to come in with 124. It should be out in the next week. And we will also do another demo like what Iri did for 124 as well in the upcoming community meetings. All right. Let me share my screen again. These were our contributors outside of a Red Hat, outside of a Podman desktop team who contributed for this release. So big thank you for them for participating. And we had some other news. So we had KubeCon North America, which took place last month, and it was a very successful event for Podman desktop team. Our project pavilion was, we had a kiosk at the project pavilion, which was well visited. We received really good feedback, especially on the corporate proxy networking environments, and also on the enterprise support. So thank you for Sonia and Charlie for being our representatives at KubeCon North America. These are a few glimpses of how it was. For those who don't know, that's Charlie, that's Sonia with the ID cards. Yeah, I think that was. And again, reminding next month onwards, that's January 2026, we are going to resume our usual schedule of every fourth week, every fourth Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. EST. Those will be our community meetings. We put out the agenda issue in our community repo. And if you have questions or if you would like to add certain topics, please don't hesitate to add to that. You will also see our posts on LinkedIn and other social media accounts expressing the community meeting advertisement. That's all we had for this month. Are there any questions that you would like to bring up? Steve, Maria, thank you again for joining. I think we are seeing you first time at the community meeting. So welcome and thank you. And as usual, thanks, Laura, for being here. All right. If there are no more questions, I think we can call it a meeting. Thank you, everybody, for your time, and see you all next month.